Oh, I love the paper flip.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We're back.
We're back. That was a good paper flip, John. I love that.
Good? I think that's my new thing. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to flip it.
You got flair, bro.
I'm going to flip it out of the way. Yes. Welcome, everybody. It's week 11 already. Can you believe it? Things are happening. There's a lot to discuss tonight. I did want to say that I investigated what some of the lyrics mean of the theme song, because you were asking me about Ass in the Jackpot.
Yes.
And I couldn't remember what it was. And I remember Scott obviously thought it was very funny because he put it in the song. And what it was is there was a Mets game, and the manager, the pitcher threw at a guy, threw behind him. And he said, "Okay, you're gone. And he kicked him out. And the manager flipped out and started screaming and yelling. And the umpire was trying to tell him, basically said, "Hey, look, we have to do this because we can't be responsible for someone getting hurt." And he said, "Our ass is in the jackpot," is what he said. And so that he said that a couple times. And then what's funny is then just looking it up, there was a whole thing about where this phrase came from, and it was like a thing from like Baltimore, like people say it in Baltimore, and in fact it like showed up on The Wire too, I think. So
get out.
So if you watch The Wire, somebody talks about having their ass in the jackpot. So basically, it means hey, we're in trouble. We're going to be in trouble here. But it doesn't seem like it would mean that. Like if your ass is in the jackpot, that sounds like it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that was kind of my thought on it.
Yeah, but it's not. It means it's bad. So anyway, I looked that up. So I thought I'd circle back with that. Now the Denver Swim Club and the Horn of Plenty, that's a whole other show. We're going to talk about that some other time, because that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, you got to bring Colin back for that. It almost feels lonely not having him here now.
He's quite a whirlwind, isn't he?
That whole episode was a whirlwind. I mean, when I went back to edit it, I'm like, I do not remember half of this conversation because I think I was laughing so hard. But as somebody else, I can't remember who said it on Blue Sky, but it was like, hey, having Colin and John back on, it was like, going back to good times. And I was like, yeah, that's how it felt, just being in the room with you both. It was good.
He's a natural. He really is. He really knows how to talk. Not professionally trained like any of us are, but he's got a great voice. He's very good at it. I thought he was great until he started talking about Raiders fans' girlfriends, stinky pussies. That I was like, dude. I was like, come on.
I just loved he was half in the bag before he even got in the show. It went downhill. It was great.
And he was on his back porch, so he was just smoking cigarettes the whole time too. So anyway,
you guys are great together, though. I got to give
him back another time. I got plenty of people. We'll have to discuss this. I got plenty of people that have asked me that are credible guests that we might have to have on here getting near the end here. I mean, we got a bye week coming up, and then we basically have probably six more shows. Obviously, then there's going to hopefully be a playoff episode. We'll see.
There will be live from Las Vegas.
Huh?
Live from Las Vegas.
That's right.
Episode of the Booze Up. I like this.
We should do it. I think we could get that set up, right?
Oh God, yeah. And now I have to go, right? Because now the wife can't say no.
Now it's an imperative. So.
That's right.
Excellent. Well, that's good. It's good catching up. So we wanted to recap what happened this past week.
We?
We have to. This debacle is what it was. You know what? The media spent like the last couple of weeks when they won like that Giants game. Everyone's like, "Ooh, here come the Broncos!" Ooh, and I was like, I don't know, man. And then then this happened. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, this team's terrible." I mean, the Raiders are more terrible, but it really didn't. You know how it swings. They go, "Oh, this team's great. This team's great," and then they just lay a fucking egg, and then everyone's like, "Oh, this team sucks." So I think now they're back on this team sucks, and that's going to come into play later on the show when we discuss next week. But give me some thoughts on that really fucking full diaper that was last Thursday night.
That was a loaded one, John. You know how I tried to start the phrase, LBC, let Bo cook. Well,
Sure.
I have another acronym for this game, and it was NBC, no Bronco beer chugs at
Mm,
the game. It was terrible.
it
I,
was terrible.
I mean, I don't know what more to say. I mean, they had more penalties than first downs. It was slow. It was awful for a Thursday night game,
Well,
especially.
that's saying something because Thursday night games are usually awful. So,
Well, I don't think. I mean, to your point, when we ended the show last week, we were all kind of rolling into this like the Broncos are just going to stampede over the Raiders. It's inevitable, and to have that kind of start and to have that kind of performance by Bo Nix, I mean, just all around. I mean, again, Vance Joseph. I mean, again, I never thought after that guy got kicked out of town, I'd ever say I love that guy, but damn, he's good.
wow, that's what you must have been drinking already because I don't know how
I,
that just came out of your
Oh,
mouth.
I mean, it's true, John. I mean, you got to look at it. Look at the kind of defense they're running here. I mean, they had 6 sacks against the Raiders. They're already leading in the NFL in sacks. They're the third best defense in the NFL, but they're really exciting to watch, and they're keeping the Broncos in play.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
you got to give Vance Joseph his props. I mean, I said something earlier on Blue Sky about like this dude is like put on the Wade Phillips outfit, in my opinion, and just put his skin on and embrace the Denver defense. And he seems to have a good connection with the crew. And so, I mean, how can you not say any good things about this guy after he was dumpster fire of a head coach?
Wait a minute. He put on Wade Phillips' skin. Did he have him in a pit for
That
a
was,
little while?
yeah, that was my reference to,
Wow. Well, so it was 10-7 and well under the whatever it was 49, 47 and a half like that was ever going to get that. The Raiders are bad. I think I said the Raiders were going to cover. I thought they were going to cover. It was like 9 points at one point. And I thought, I think they can probably cover. They'll usually get up for this game. They might be able to get some cheapies here and keep it within range. But I really thought it was going to be like, 20, 24 to like 13 or something like that, a little bit different score.
yeah.
It really was terrible. It was a stinker. I wrote stinker and I drew stink lines next to it because it was a fucking
No
stinker.
flies.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get to the flies yet, but yeah, it was a real stinker. And I think, Bo looked terrible, but we can talk about him. He looked really bad, but he had Max Crosby like up in his grill the whole night.
True.
Like it was all over him. And what did you say? He only got sacked twice in the game, but
Yeah.
I mean, he was hurried and he was pushed, to get rid of the ball like really quick. And I think that affected him, which is something he's got to get over, obviously. But he looked terrible. I think the Raiders made it terrible for him. It wasn't that he was just terrible in his zone. I think that he was bad because they were all over him. But it's the same thing. It's the same game plan. And I come back to Sean Payton, who I obviously dislike very much. They never adjust. They never go, okay, look, he's having trouble. He's having trouble right now. He can't do this. He can't do that. He's got no time to throw. Obviously, the penalties are a big thing, but there's never any adjustment. There's never anything where they go, you know what? Let's design a couple runs for him. Let's get him some breathing room. Let's get him off. Let's get them off his back, and then see what happens. They never do that, and that's what I think is a big part of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, again, I think there's just what do you talk about with this game? It's kind of like this is why I got out of podcasting, after Super Bowl 50. It was a downhill slope and just going to rehash badness.
It's like being a Rockies podcaster. What are you going to talk about? Oh, they fucking sucked again.
No, but look, you brought in Moneyball there, John. I mean, the whole franchise is going to turn around. The guy went from the Oakland A's to the Browns and now to the Rockies. You got nothing?
No, I got a lot, and look what he did with the Browns. He's been with the Browns for like 10 years, I think, and the Browns are still the Browns, and they're fucking terrible. and he took one look at Deshaun Watson, and who had multiple credible sexual assault allegations against him, coming off a bad injury, and the dude was like, "Yes, pay him a lot of money.
Give
Trade away
Massage Watson all the money.
Let's get it. Give him all the money. Trade away all our draft picks. Let's get this guy." That's the way. And of course, there's people that are Rockies apologists, like, "Oh, I'm sure everyone's going to talk about him in the Browns." Like it matters. It totally matters, because if he fucked that team up, which you could only go up from there, then what's he going to do with the Rockies? And again, if you are the GM for the Rockies, you still have to go and try to pry the money out of the owner's hands, and it's not going to happen. So good luck. I won't be paying attention. I have now signed off. Now, if they turn it around and all of a sudden they're good for some unknown reason, which isn't going to happen, I will definitely get back on the bandwagon, and I will disavow this whole conversation. I will disavow everything I've said for the last 15 years. Or however long it's been since Nolan Arenado's been gone.
I don't know, John. I mean, you could be the Padres who decided, hey, we're going to talk about bringing in Albert Pujols, and we talked to him for 9 hours, and then they hire a company guy, which is not interesting. And I go, oh, God, the Padres are doing Padre things again. It's like, hey, we did really well, could go to the playoffs. Let's just not care for the next few years.
I've so far removed from baseball that I had no idea that that's what was going on. So,
well, we'll bring it right back to the Broncos and how terrible last week's game was.
Let's do it. Defense, good, as you mentioned, right? They were fantastic. I mean, they had to be. They were all over Geno, and they did give up the one touchdown, which is pretty standard for them, but they locked it down after that. Bad team though, so I mean, you're kind of like, well, why'd they have to give up one touchdown? They certainly have carried the load for everyone else, and I wonder if that's going to be an issue as we go along.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. You can be thankful to the defense all you want in the locker room after the show, but sooner or later it's got to be frustrating in the locker room when you're going, hey, God damn it, you're relying on us to step it up every week. Could you just put some points on the board to give us a little bit of breathing space? I don't know. We could talk about this later, because there's a point I want to bring up between this team and the 2015 team that I think is interesting.
Okay. Yeah, and as we said, offense bad. Once in a while there'd be like a big play, but like, come on, it was the Raiders. They're terrible. You should have been able to move the ball against them. Again, that's a coaching thing. These guys obviously have scored some points in the last couple of weeks. We've seen it. So why can't they all of a sudden do that against a bad defense? Just because Bo's rattled? I mean, well, okay, do something else then. I mean, I don't know. Try something different. Don't throw a shitty screen pass. I mean,
it's my favorite joke now on Blue Sky to go, hey, it's the beginning of the game. Any chances on the first 10 plays, 2 of them being screens?
Here comes the screens, so yeah, we all know it. So, there was a couple, highlights. Like all of a sudden they'll kind of get it together and then it just kind of goes away. I just don't know how they can sustain that. It doesn't seem like they can sustain anything. They just have to like get hot and hope it's enough. And then if they get cold the wrong time, they're screwed. They're what, 8-2? I mean, it's hard to argue.
They were the only number 1 team in the NFL for 4 days.
It's shocking. Like
I know,
and we're talking about them like they're like a fucking like a 3-4 win team, right?
Right.
And I think I mentioned it. Did I mention it last? No, it was this game that they were they were getting booed. Was it that one? And then it was like Pro Football Talk was like, I can't believe they're booing it. They're booing a 7-2 team. And I was like, have you watched this fucking team? I was like, if you know anything about this team, if you're a fan of this team, you know exactly why they're being booed, because it doesn't matter if they're 7-2. They're not going to win many more games if they keep playing like that. And that's what everyone's booing. So I I'm not a big fan of booing. I wouldn't really boo unless it was like a political leader at a football game. Then I'd be like boo all over it, you know. And that could be anybody, not just a particular one. I boo a lot of them. So, but
All of them.
I wouldn't boo my team because you suck, right? You know,
Yeah.
like the Avalanche, for example, they were having trouble on the power play and they couldn't get it. And people were starting to grumble and the announcer like, "Ooh, the crowd's not happy." You know, I don't think anybody started booing necessarily, but it sucks. But I guarantee you, those guys know they're like, "Oh, we know we didn't score. We know we took one shot in the whole power
Right.
play. We know we're not doing a good job. You don't need to remind us." So I just think booing's kind of useless.
Yeah.
For your team. I just wouldn't do it, but I totally fine with people doing it, and they deserved it. They deserve to be booed, and I don't care if they're 8-2. They are not playing like a team that has won that many games.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think, it's with Denver sports in general, right? I mean, you look at the expectation that is in the community, and it's always a top tier team, right? And so
Sure.
when they don't perform at the level that you want them to, it's frustrating because it's like probably having a kid. I've only got dogs, but you're like, God, I want the best for you. And then when they mess up, you're like, God damn it, you son of a bitch, Bart. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I'm not a boo bird. You can certainly voice your frustrations. I mean, I certainly did. You do it on fucking Blue Sky and, whatever venue you want to. But, I think sometimes after a game and you're frustrated because you love your team, I take a seat back and I'm kind of like, I'm glad nobody judges my daily performance with 30,000 people looking at me and going, God, that guy fucking blows. And you're like, but I'm trying very hard.
Yeah. You know when you screwed up. You don't need somebody there going, in your office going boo.
Yeah,
You're like,
they don't even know you, and they're just booing you.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I forgot to do this. Boo! Yeah. And you're like, God damn. No, they know. Trust me, and it sucks. And then you start getting the players going. Whoa, well, yeah. You remember like a couple years ago, like when they were really bad, and people were like, people were calling them out, and they were kind of like, yeah, you're not a real fan if you're calling us out. And I was like,
yeah.
Okay. It's like, don't go there. But it's like you got to understand most of these people are assholes. God bless you, Bronco Nation.
How dare you, John?
But there's a lot of people that are just fucking assholes, and they're gonna boo, and they're gonna treat these guys poorly. I just think like, you know what, these are just people, and they go home. Maybe they think about their, like you go home and you go, oh man, I fucked this up today, but you move on, right? You're like, yeah, shit, tomorrow's another day. I'm sure they're the same way, but since we all are so locked into it and we live vicariously through it, it means so much more to us than these guys who are just collecting a paycheck. I mean, obviously they want to succeed. They want to be the best. But yeah, I just think like, okay, I'm not going to boo, but I understand why you're booing. And if you don't understand why they're booing, then you don't understand this team, because they should be doing better than I was going to say their record, but their record's real good. So, their
expectation.
Yeah, the expectation. Absolutely.
And I think, we all talked about this, and I felt it was more of a like, hey, the team's just getting gelled. It's short preseasons now. They'll get their shit together by like week 3, week 4. And that just hasn't happened. And to your point, it's just been this up and down emotional swing all season long of like, wait, what team is this? Are you scoring mass points, or is the defense going to save your ass every game? Oh, nope, we're doing field goals at the last second.
Yeah.
It's just, what is it? And I think that's what's disappointing for all of us is you're like, shit, are we going to have to wait to the fourth quarter again? Yeah.
It's there's a lot of teams like that. I think like that, like everyone talks about, oh, the Patriots are back, and it's like, they're kind of winning the same way. They might be putting more points, but they're kind of winning the same way. It's pretty ugly. I mean, like, other than like the Rams and the Seahawks, I mean, they're pounding people pretty good, those teams, but everybody else is kind of eking out wins. So it's not just, oh, my team is fucking, terrible at 8-2. They, everybody's got that too. So ideally it should work itself out. I hope that it
so.
works itself out. But we're, maybe not this week, but we'll kick that can down the road. Now the penalties. I had mentioned I had talked to Ian, and I think last week I talked to him, and I was complaining about how they can't get, the offense can't get to rhythm, and he said, well, it's the penalties. And you mentioned the penalties earlier. All the penalties are obviously screwing them up because they keep having to back up, and so then they're like a 2nd and 15 or whatever it is, and they're shooting themselves in the foot each time. They're not making it easy on themselves so they can go, okay, we just need to get 3 yards for the first down, and then now they got to get 12. And so I think that's a big part of it. And he kind of pointed it out to me, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But that's coaching yet again, right? I mean, it's obviously you can't control what goes through some lunkhead's mind when he's going to fucking false start, but you could make a little more emphasis, and maybe they are. I have no idea, but there could be a little more emphasis on the penalties. What do you think about all the penalties and why?
No, I think every week we watch this, and I think that's the frustrating part. I mean, when you look at the games that they've had where they've done very well, it's because their penalties are under control, and it's just not ridiculous stuff. And when you look at the penalties, to what you just said, it's putting them in so much. Let me rephrase this. It's putting them in such an awkward position that they're having to do ridiculous shit to get out of it. And that's what's like this uncomfortable football game that we're watching, and we're watching every week. And I think one thing you said earlier before we transitioned into this that I thought was interesting, when you were talking about all the other games in the NFL, it's so weird this season because games that should be exciting are boring as all get out. There is no, like you said, clear ass pounding going on other than a couple of teams. It's just a very weird season. It's very unpredictable.
Well, the Packers and the Eagles played. What was that? That Sunday night or is that Monday night? Monday night. And that was supposed to be like a fire. Oh, it's gonna be good. Oh,
yeah,
check this out. It's gonna be good. And no, it was not. It was not good at all. I mean, it's great if you like defensive football, but if you've got Jalen Hurts in your guillotine league and he gets throws one touchdown and doesn't do anything else, yes, that's a problem. So, but they do that a lot. Now we thought that was gonna be big. They did this, and again, I'll come back to hockey. The Avalanche were playing your Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and I don't know, they're down the street from you, I think, but they are. They were like, oh, these are, Anaheim scored a lot of goals. They have scored a lot of goals. It's going to be really, really high powered. And it was fast, but it ended up being like 4-1. And it was like, this isn't exactly. So they really kind of, they got to like oversell it at the beginning and go, oh, here we go, buddy. This is going to be good. Because, if they go, hey, you know what? This Eagles-Packers game is going to suck. Don't watch this. This is going to be awful. So they don't typically do that, right? So.
Well, no, but I think it is weird. I mean, you look at some of these games, and to your point, you look at the rosters, and the rosters make sense to have great explosive games, and it's just not happening for whatever reason. And I think it was really weird to even go back to this game. You had the guy who broke the NFL record for the longest field goal, and I go back to I don't think most people know that the football field goals are different now. And the fact that a player can continually reuse the same balls to their liking, and they don't switch them out like they used to. And so you can get these very worn in balls that you can then fucking launch, which is why you're seeing field goals being made at 70 plus yards.
Would you say those balls were perfect?
I would say they're oblong, with a slight tapering. So if
So I will comment on that, but when my kids were younger and Tom Brady was cheating with the balls,
yeah,
and he did that press conference and he was like, "These balls are perfect," and my kids thought that was hilarious. I was like playing that for them. They thought it was really good. So I did not know that. I just figured they brought out a new ball, but that's cool. Sure, why not? That's like the only exciting thing, the last couple of weeks is that people have been kicking long ass field goals. If that's what you could call exciting.
Well, but I think that's interesting because you bring it all back to like even last week's game where the Raiders, had a last ditch 48-yard field goal attempt. And to me, it's like, I remember when 45-yard field goals were like, shit, is Jason Elam going to make this?
Here we go.
Yeah. But now you're like, fucking 48 yards. If you can't make that shit, take your shit back to fucking Voodoo League, bro.
I think wasn't it McAnus that missed the one in the Packers game?
Oh, Micah my anus.
Like shanked it big time. Yeah, it went fucking way off. So a lot of ex-Bronco kickers still kicking in the league. McAnus, Shotgun Willies is the Bills kicker. I can't believe I forgot his name.
Mr. DUI.
What's his
Prater.
name? Huh?
Prater. Matt Prater.
Matt Prater. Is it Matt Prater?
Yeah.
Was the kicker? Is that Shotgun Willies?
Yeah.
There's a few kickers. I'm losing track of all the.
No, but I remember because Prater was on point. He was a really great kicker for us, and it all of a sudden it was like, hey, he's gone. He's going to Detroit, and I was kind of like, what the fuck? Like this guy has been on point for us. What the hell's going on? And what did the Broncos not deal with in the front office? They don't deal with shenanigans.
True.
And it came out that like he'd had a bunch of fucking DUIs and shit, and it was kind of like, oh, okay, now we know why. Shotgun Willies.
But it must be that the Broncos kind of make your career, and then you can go somewhere else, right? You can kick at altitude, and then you're like, you're wanted in another location because they think, oh, this guy's really good. Well, he was kicking at altitude. So Lutz, I think Lutz shanked one in this last game, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's good times. So hopefully we can we'll have a little more excitement. Actually, I don't want an exciting game. I want a blowout for the Broncos.
Yes.
No, I want them to blow them out, so it's not exciting. I want that type of thing where I just go, I can like look up occasionally and go, oh, they scored again. Cool. I don't want to be like, oh God, I think I'm gonna go in the backyard and fucking hang myself after.
No, I want the Chiefs game of last year at the end of the season.
Yeah,
that's the game I want. Like that's just bombing away for no reason.
What other thoughts do you have on this atrocity that we witnessed before we move on?
Well, I think like you. And I think a lot of Broncos country reflected after this game, and it was like a death in the family. It felt like, everybody's like, "Oh God, it's over. What time is this? Oh shit! You're angry when somebody dies, and then you kind of, they had cancer and stuff happens, and then you get to acceptance. And I went through all those emotions all the way through Sunday, and I was trying to think like, what is wrong with this? I should be happy we're 8-2, but I'm also fucking miserable about what this team is doing to me. And I think it's just, I always go back to the John Fox era of football. God damn it. That was fun. Just bombing away on everybody, fucking 50 plus points a game. Nobody could fucking touch us. And then the fucking Sea Chickens ruined it. But anyways, I digress. So we get excited about these things. And then I go, God, I remember this feeling, the same feeling. Why do I feel this way? And I go, holy shit, let's go back. Rewind the tape. Super Bowl 50. Scott, you're excited about this, Super Bowl. That's why you made the P bet. Why do you feel this way?
The new P bet, yeah.
The new P bet. And I go, God damn it. This was the 2015 Denver Broncos. All over again. It was Peyton Manning, Super Bowl 50, fucking attendee with the Broncos. First time to do it with the quarterback for two different teams. Incredible. And then he stunk up the fucking season. He was terrible. They yanked him 8 games in and replaced him with, remember the future of the Broncos, everybody? Brock Osweiler, right? What was that character's name in fucking Dirk Diggler? Brock Landers. It was Brock Landers.
Osweiler looks a lot like always looked like Robert Pattinson, the actor from
Oh shit.
I was gonna say Twilight, but Robert Pattinson's done a lot of good stuff since, so I don't want to demean him by mentioning Twilight.
No, his career started with Batman for me, so we'll just leave it at
Oh yeah,
that.
he was excellent. He was excellent in Batman. Um,
Increíble.
I love that Batman movie. That's like my favorite Batman movie. The other ones can fuck off. I hate those movies.
Oh,
That
come
yes,
on. The
oh
Dark
yes.
Knight?
No, terrible. I think they're so bad. I've watched them again, and I was just like, God, this sucks. So, like, is that the one with Heath Ledger?
Mm?
Okay, Heath Ledger's the only thing good about that because it's such a
Oh.
good performance. The rest of the movie is garbage. So bad. Those movies fucking suck. So I was thrilled when I watched the Robert Pattinson Batman, and that movie's great. I've watched that one several times. Like I'll go back and watch the beginning scene. I'll just put it on and watch the beginning when the guys are attacking the guy in the
Yeah.
subway platform.
Oh, it's a great
And
scene.
he comes out of the shadows. Oh my god, that is so good. That is so kick ass. So yeah, not a fan of the other ones, but I was really thrilled with that. But have you seen
Okay.
The Lighthouse? I think it's called The Lighthouse that Robert Pattinson's in with William Dafoe.
No, but I do want to watch it because
Oh
I
yeah,
do
well
love William
that's
Dafoe.
crazy. That's a crazy movie. It's very good. They're
Well,
very good in that. So
yeah.
but I'm a big R. Pats fan. So and naturally, naturally Brock Osweiler was a very like I just thought, oh, that's Robert Pattinson out there. That's kind of what I thought. But Manning got hurt though. Now I don't think they benched him because he.
Well, John, everybody back then, look, I did the research.
Okay,
Okay.
tell me
I
what you
did the
found.
research. All right. I
Yeah.
talked to your favorite friend AI.
Okay. Oh, wait.
And so I just want to put this with an asterisk next to some of the
Hold on, hold on.
facts. Yeah.
You asked AI this instead of like asking like I could have said like, hey, Reno Notaro, you were here covering the Broncos. What was the story with that? I
Well,
could ask him that right now. And
you could, but Ren is just kind of in my side chat in the Denver Derelicts thing, and it's kind of like, ooh, I feel bad about asking the guy. He's like, he doesn't know Captain Bronco.
well, we can ask him. So tell me what AI told you about this.
So what AI told me, which I found fascinating, was the fact that Brock Osweiler, started 8 games into the season. So remember, kids, this was during a 16-game season before you fancy pants moved to 18. So halfway through the season, he started the whole rest of the season. You know what they were when Brock Osweiler started?
Huh.
They were 5-3.
Okay.
5-3 with Osweiler. And then we get to the playoffs, and it's like, fuck it, trot out the old man. Peyton's here, right? Guess what we weren't that season in the AFC West?
The first place winners.
Correct. We were below the Queefs, the Chief Queefs. We were a wild card team that went in and did not have to play the Chiefs, but we did have to play the Steelers, and our good friend the Patriots came out on top, go to the Super Bowl. Von Miller gets absolutely destruction on Cam Newton. We all know the rest of the story. That's what we remember. But we don't remember that fucking season sucked so much dick too. You go through the records and like you look at what the Denver Post and all the shit said about the Broncos. It's the same thing we're hearing this season. It's like, oh God, it's heart pounding. It's gut wrenching. It's at fucking last minute. What the fuck are we doing? That was with Gary Kubiak and Wade Phillips and fucking an aging QB. Now look at this team. We're having the same discussion about like, oh fuck, we're 8-2. What the fuck are we gonna do? Yay, Broncos. But we have a fresh quarterback who's 2 seasons in, a young defense, a fucking team of youngsters who are performing at a 8-2 level. Call the 8-2 what you will, but I just feel like that's why I made the P bet last week. I had to make an explanation of why. Is this feels a lot like 2015.
Okay. You make a good point because I guess when you think back, I mean, I'm wearing this Super Bowl 50 champion shirt. I've been wearing this around the house lately. I have not. I've had it in a drawer forever because I was embarrassed. Not of this, but just of the Broncos.
Right.
And now that you bring that up, I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right. That was kind of an up and down season. And I think everybody kind of thought like, God, this is probably it for Manning, and it doesn't look good. God, if they make it, who knows? They made the Super Bowl, and everyone was like, "Oh God, what's going to happen?"
Cam Newton's unstoppable. What are they going to do?
Always so good,
So fashion forward.
The difference is, in aging Peyton Manning, who did not have much left, I don't think at that point, was still probably better than what Bo's throwing out there.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, look,
okay, that's a given, right? Except his running ability. Bo obviously can run like the wind, and Peyton could barely move. Still, the dude, is still far better. Even like on his last legs, was still probably far better than.
We'd still start Peyton Manning if he wanted to play today.
If you thought, oh, Peyton's in good shape, he'll come back this season. I mean, everyone would be like, okay, maybe. Let's see. I think that yes, it does sound like that. You could be right. When everybody's like so upset and like, oh, this is going nowhere. This is it. This is over. It could be the same thing. I just think there's some fundamental differences. I don't think there's. Von Miller was really special in his prime, and in that
Nick Bonito.
And I was going to say that he's up there too. I mean, a lot of these guys are pretty good. So you almost have kind of several slightly lesser Von Millers, which I think I'd take over just one. So I see your point. I think that's fine. And I can be, I'm sure I can be doom and gloom about it all day long.
It's just feelings, John.
But I didn't, once you said that, I was like, you know what, you're right. I did feel that way about that season. I was like, oh, I remember telling someone, it was like my wife's family reunion somewhere around that time, and Manning hadn't come back yet. And someone asked me, they go, hey, you think what's the deal with Manning? And I said, I don't think he's going to come back. I think he's going to stay out, and I think they're just going to ride Osweiler, and I think he's done. And because that's kind of the vibe, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I thought. And then 2 weeks later, he's back or whatever it was, and I was like, oh God, I look like an idiot. Do you remember he was in a practice, and he knew they were watching him through the cameras, and he threw a couple passes, and he was like fuck you to the coaches.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I guess he's back. So, but yeah, I get it. We're all naysayers. I just think I personally am going to need to see a few more things before I'm convinced that this is going further than a first round playoff exit. Sorry. Second round, if they keep their record up, then they'll get a bye. So
the only people nipping at them is the Chargers. I mean, look, let's be honest. But I go back to, and I think it's a good transition to talk about next week's game. But I do think, Colin made an excellent point last week that this game is the pivot point, right? This is the game that determines are we fucking shutting this shit down right now? We're going to win the AFC West, and we're going to get in the playoffs, to your point, in the second round. This is it.
Well, if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go.
He put his glasses on. Yeah, he's all in now. He's locked.
Well, my handwriting's terrible. So, and I can't read my own handwriting, so I needed the glasses. So we've got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos, and as I wrote this down, it was the Chiefs favored by 4 points with an over/under of 44.5 points. The Chiefs 44.5, and I can double check it, while we're talking if that's changed, if that line's changed, but 44.5. The Chiefs are favored by 4 points in Denver, in Mile High Stadium. So that tells you something, right? So yeah. I think, as you mentioned, this is a crucial juncture. If they win this game, and I'm going to explain to you why they're not going to win this game, they will. Yeah, exactly. They should put a stranglehold on the AFC West, right? And then maybe even into just the AFC in general. because the Chiefs are going to be way down there. I will not count the Chiefs out. I know their tricks. I know what they do. And I would imagine that they will still, if losing this game in Denver, they will still make the playoffs, the Chiefs. And then you got to contend with them there, which fucking sucks. Although then they got to go on the road. Anyway, I just have a feeling that yes, it's very important, but I don't think the Broncos are going to rise to the moment. Let me know your impressions of this grand game.
I find it sacrilegious, John, that on the Broncos Booze Up podcast that you lead so well that you would be like, it's fucked.
I mean, what have we seen the last couple of weeks, right? We've seen them struggle with bad teams, right? And we've
seen them beat great teams, supposedly.
Well, okay. The last couple of weeks, the Raiders, the Giants, the Texans,
the Eagles.
The
Eagles.
Yeah, but then I think somebody else beat the Eagles the next week, and we were like, "Ooh, yeah, that's not good."
That's why I go back to who cares who you're playing? It doesn't matter, right?
I agree because all games are different. So
yes,
but obviously they won. That's the important thing. But the way that they're winning, and that they're almost getting beaten by bad teams. Like think of how close that was to the Raiders winning that game. Like they could have probably won that game.
No,
so yes. So now they're going to have a real test. Okay. Chiefs coming off a bye. Chiefs are getting there. They got their weapons back. They've got some issues. I've watched their games because they're always on every goddamn time, every time fucking game, every Monday night, Thursday night, Sunday night. They get all the best time slots, and they're always at home. I think they play like 3/4 of their games at home, and everyone else has to play like fucking half their games at home. So they're obviously golden boys, and they're handed everything. But they're fucking good. They're really good. And I'm totally interested in seeing how they're going to handle Mahomes because he has burned them so much in the past.
Oh yeah.
They should be able to handle him. But as we know, when you watch a Chiefs game, there's just somebody always sitting wide open in the middle of the field. And I don't know if that's because they're like, I got to contend with Mahomes, so then they let somebody else get open. This obviously will be a test, as we've mentioned, but I just think based on how they've played the last couple of weeks, and Kansas City has a very good defense too, this is not going to go well for the Broncos.
I slightly disagree.
Okay, that's fine. I've already bet it earlier this week. Yeah, I already bet.
You!
Fuck
you! You bet against the Broncos?
Yeah, I did.
You dick!
I didn't necessarily bet against.
No, now you're backtracking.
I just bet for the Chiefs.
Oh, that's even worse.
But it was 3.5 at that point.
No.
Yes. That's what you want. You want it 3.5. You want it lower.
Wait, the host of the Broncos Booze Up fucking bet for the Chiefs against us.
I bet Chiefs minus 3.5 and under of whatever it was, 40, 44, 40, something like that. That's how I feel. That's how I think it's going to go. Have I been too wrong so far this year?
God, have some passion, John.
Have I been wrong so far?
I don't want to talk about facts. I want to talk about passion.
Listen, as much as it pains me, I probably
that's a fucking dick move.
And I probably won't even watch it. I probably won't even watch it because it's going to upset me so much.
Look, I don't say this very often, John, but I love you. But you know what? Betting against the fucking Broncos on the Chiefs, this relationship's done.
Oh, come on.
I can't. What are you doing?
I bet the Raiders are going to cover the spread last week, and I was right about that.
Look, here's the thing. If you're going to do teensy things and guillotine leagues and day off drafts, like that's fine. Pick your players. You don't always have to pick the Broncos, but you pick the entire fucking team to lose by 3 points to the Chiefs.
Well, yes, that's true.
That's how I'm phrasing it.
Yeah, that is how. If I had bet the Broncos to cover, I could still think they're going to lose. But yeah.
Oh, who would take 44 points on this game, though?
Oh, I don't know. There's no way it's going over that. I mean, unless
Which
something.
means it's going to.
Yeah, that's true. Now it probably will, and the Broncos are going to look like juggernauts. Listen, here's how I win. Okay, here's how I win.
Dig yourself out of this grave.
If the goes how I think it's going to go, then I win money. Okay, which, as we know, money,
You capitalistic pig.
money will warm your soul. Okay.
Okay, Scrooge McDuck.
If the Broncos win, then hallelujah. Then everything we've talked about is fantastic. Then I'm like, this is great. I'm out $5 or whatever it was, but fucking great. I'm so happy.
I don't care if it was $1. It's the principle.
I'm like, this is fantastic. They beat the Chiefs, and now they're well on their way to winning the division. That is great. So I've covered my bases here. That's the important.
I'm verklempt. I'm like, my chest is palpitating.
Are you all right?
That was a hard one to swallow, dude. That's what she said. But God damn it, John.
What did you think I was going to say? Do you think I was going to say they're going to win this game?
I literally expected you to say I took the over, I took the under, like that. Not that you specifically bet against our team that the podcast is named after. You're like, but fucking 3 points, bro.
Look, I'm still wearing all the gear. I'm just dealing in reality here.
Oh, dude. I mean, look, I can appreciate reality. But we just talked about like not booing in public. And you're like, hey, fuck you. Yeah. Hey, booing in public, unacceptable. Betting against your team, game on.
Listen, let me explain some things to you here. What I say and do and think has no impact on what the outcome of this game will be. You know, it's like watching
energy, John.
It's like watching people online, and they're like, oh, I gotta go walk the dog because because I'm bad luck for the team. And I was like, I guarantee you, the team has no idea who you are. They are not focused on fucking Susan from Littleton, who is fucking upset that
it's the metachlorians.
No, there's nothing that I can do. You're watching hockey, you're like, oh my God. I go, this is, I'm complaining about it. These guys suck, whatever. It's like, they're not stopping during when they're on the bench and going, oh shit, fucking John's really upset with us, So I have no impact on the outcome. You have no impact on the outcome.
How dare you?
I will be rooting for them to win, obviously. And then I will be rooting for them to not win. So
dick.
Win my money.
Such a dick.
It's fine. It's fine.
God damn it. You know what? If you were Colin, I'd make some ridiculous bet right now, but you're way too not Colin to not do that.
We should ask Colin if he bet this, because I bet he bet this, and I will guarantee you Colin would not bet the Broncos to win this game. If it was 3.5 points when he got it, I guarantee you he bet the Chiefs.
John, again, it's not the principle of the points. It's more of like the over-under. Like if you're betting for your team, I find it a little bit faux pas to say, fuck my team, 3 points. But I would say over-under, that's okay.
Okay,
for over-unders, what could happen there?
But I had to parlay it with the over-under with the point spread to get more money.
There it is. He's like, no, I didn't just bet against our team. I fucked our team and 4 other teams.
Well, I could have put Travis Kelce touchdown or something on there, but I don't want that to happen. I don't want any of that to happen. If it's like a 6-3 game. Well, actually, that wouldn't cover my thing. A 9-3 game. If Travis Kelce could stay out of the end zone, I'm happy, right? So But
what if for the kids it was 6-7?
oh yeah, that's a good one. It's a good reference. Anyway, that's how I'm feeling about it. Again, covering my bases here.
Fuck you. I love you, bro, but fuck you on that one. Just you had to tell me offline. Don't tell me on the show. And you're
what
like,
am I gonna do? Lie on the show?
You're like, hey, fucking your side piece over here for money. That's the way that comes across.
No, I'm not. I would never lie to the audience. I want to always keep it honest and go, hey, I don't think they're going to win this game. So next week, when they've won the game, you can have at me all you want.
No, I'm not going to come at you. I'm just going to remind you that you
it's fine.
bet it. No, I'm just going to remind you that you lost money because you didn't have faith in your team.
Wasn't a lot of money at all.
It doesn't matter if it's a
Anyway.
fucking dollar, John. It's wrong.
Well, we're going to find out soon enough. We're going to find out in a couple days what is going to happen here. So, again, I hope they win, because if they win, then they've got a stranglehold on the AFC West. Oh, excuse me, on the AFC West, and then ideally they're angling for that first round bye, because they're going to need that first round bye, because they don't want to have to fucking host a wild card game and have some fucking hot team come in here and run all over them. Maybe they do want to play the first week. I don't know. Maybe
what
they want to play.
What are you drinking this week? What is your problem?
I'm just dealing reality, man. That's what I'm dealing.
No, you're just dealing like, we're all doom and gloom over here. Everybody betting money against it. The end of the season's in the toilet. Oh God.
Hey, it's either gonna go how my doom and gloom is saying, or it's gonna go the other way, and I hope it goes the other way. So hey, you know what? If we go to Vegas,
yes,
and we're gonna do this show live from Vegas.
Oh yes.
Ideally, they won't be playing that week, because that's wild card weekend, right?
That's true.
Yeah, so they won't even be playing. So that's something to look forward to. Well, actually, it's not to look forward. We want to watch them play. But if they're not playing, then mission accomplished, or at least almost accomplished.
They're not playing. We still do a special episode with everybody who wants to be on camera, and there will be some DBCs.
I think you do a full-on show. You get like a lounge seat, and like you and I sit there, and
yes.
And people come in and sit down with us, and we can talk to them a little bit, and then we say, hey, thanks everybody. Thanks to Scott Stafford for coming in. Appreciate it, Scott. And then Colin comes and sits down.
Yeah, I like it. I know of establishments in Las Vegas that have seating arrangements like that.
Yeah, okay.
They usually accompany fireman bowls.
Okay, good.
So just a thought.
I'm down. So anyway, yes, that's the unfortunate truth about how I feel about this week's game, but I hope I'm wrong. So
you will be wrong, John. And before you sign us off, I just want to let everybody in Broncos country, not Broncos Nation, know that my optimism for this game is much higher than John's. I think we are going to win. I do not think it'll be a high-scoring game. But again, wearing my Peyton Manning jersey, my flare hair on top of this bald beautifulness, I'm going to say the Broncos eke this out 17-10.
Wow. Okay. 17-10. Patrick Mahomes is going to be held to a one touchdown, maybe even not even him throwing it, and then a field goal.
Hey, John, have you seen Riley Moss lately?
Yes, I have.
This guy looks like Vanilla Ice from that movie Cool as Ice that he did.
Yes, I've seen it.
You've seen it.
Oh, the Cool as Ice? Yeah.
Yes.
Of course I have. Yeah, we all watched that.
Now, wait a second. You've watched that, but not Top Gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go fuck yourself again. This guy.
I swear to God, yeah. It was Cool as Ice. It was like, oh, we got to watch this shit. This is great.
I just love the fact you've seen Cool as Ice, but not Top Gun.
I've seen a lot of movies that are not Top Gun. So
okay. We're going to make it happen. But
I do want to say real quick, and this is just a fantasy gripe, and this goes out to
new segment.
This is a fantasy hockey gripe, but I'm tying in football. because this goes out to the very corrupt and unfair manager Ryan Bolding, he's a very nasty and mean corrupt manager, commish of the Fantasy Hockey League. This is the one where I'm the 4-peat champion. Oh, I got my trophy back. It's up there. Mike Peterson stole it and hid it in someone's bag, and they finally found it and gave it back to me. I'm the 4-peat champion, and to limit me, to try to keep me from winning a 5th time in a row, he cut the number of ads that you can do down to 3. Standard in a week, like just regular old like public leagues on Yahoo, it's 4 ads. You can do 4 ads. I was always playing with more, because here's why. When you play in a week of hockey, okay, there's teams that will only play twice a week. Okay. Some teams play 4 times a week, but some only play 2. So it would
How does that make sense?
Well, it's just the schedule is always really bad for the NHL. It's terrible. It's always like that, right? So it's very uneven. So it would be like if there was like constant bye weeks, throughout the season of football.
Weird.
But the deal is, you only have so many spots to fill. So you see it at the beginning. You say, I've got 40 games. My opponent has 52. You can't compete with that unless you can add more players, right? So then if you limit the amount of ads, then you can't add enough players just to compete. So then it's like playing fantasy football, where you and I are playing, but I don't have a quarterback or a running back, right? And then I have to play against you with that. And you've got a
So it's like you got off weeks.
It's like I've got a bye week. I've got a bunch of players on bye, and I can't fill the fucking spot. I can't.
Okay. I get that.
So it's total bullshit. And
so he's limited to 3?
Huh?
He's only limited to 3?
Yeah, to stop yours truly. To stop yours truly from winning a 5th time.
Okay, so as an independent person here who knows shit about hockey, very little about fantasy bullshit, because I'm terrible. John knows this. I would say this sounds preposterous. Why would you not be able to fill those roles if you need them to put a full lineup in?
You would think, because if like, let's say you got like, I got some good guys from the Avalanche. Well, the Avalanche are only playing twice this week or whatever. Yeah. And your guys got a bunch of players that are playing 4 times. Like, they rarely play more than 4 times. Like, I don't think anybody plays 5.
Fuck, you guys are in this like every day?
Every day. You got to set your lineup every day.
Oh, fuck that.
So there's like a website that I go to, and it'll give you the schedule, and you can filter it by who plays the most. It's just straight up alphabetical. Then it's who plays the most, who plays the least. And then like you'll do the least comes up first. And there's like fucking, 6 teams playing like 2-3 times. And then they're playing. And then when they do play, they play on the nights that everybody's playing. So then you can't use them anyway. It's bullshit. And I'm gonna win my 5th in a row just to spite all of them.
I do know that you're quite a repeat champion in your league there.
Yes, I am.
It's phenomenal. And I will say, as you mentioned, all of those things, my brain felt like that character from, was it The Hangover? As he's going down the stairs and all the math problems are going through his mind. And I go, I don't understand any of this shit, but all I know is John's getting robbed. Because if you can't fill a lineup, that's bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's like I told you, hey, you don't have a quarterback this week, and you can't pick him up. You'd be like, fuck, what are we doing here? So
yeah, I protest in your favor. Not that it matters.
I had to get that out, and we're right about time. So hopefully we'll be talking about a Broncos victory next week.
John's collecting money on our fucking asses.
When's the bye week? Is it coming up?
It's the week after. Like, it's kind of brilliant. The way you scheduled this, you get a mini bye, get your shit collected for this week, and then fucking beat the Chiefs queefs, and then move into the fucking week going, all right, we got this shit, and then reset.
All right.
That's the way it's supposed to work out.
That's right. Broncos, I hope you do it. If you don't, then
John wins money, and fuck John for betting against you.
I'm going to go get a cup of coffee with my winnings is what I'm going to do. So, folks, this has been real. It's good. I hope I'm wrong. So until next time, we will talk about the Broncos victory that's coming up, hopefully. And if not, then, so thanks for tuning in, everybody, for being the captain. This has been the Broncos Buzo. Adios. Hot takes never end.
Never end. Hot snakes.